Look at that hunk of a man.
William is out here taking pictures of our Tahoe because he has been working hard to clean it up and we're getting ready to sell it so we can upgrade to something bigger for our family. So the garden is looking really, really rough. I think it's just time to call this my neglect garden because that's what's happened. It's been neglected. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrangling Rutherford. So I'm out here walking through my okra trees. They're that tall. They're as tall as a tree. Look at there. Look how tall that is. Anyway, so we're here tonight in the garden and William, my husband, is going to help me get a compost pile together. Now, I've told you all along that this whole season of gardening and just learning how to homestead and do different things, it's a learning experience. And one of the things I wanted to learn this year was how to build a proper compost pile. Now, I've seen several different people do compost different ways, but the method that I want to try tonight is the 18-day compost method, which I first learned about by watching Permapastures on YouTube. Billy and William from Permapastures Farms, they talk about the 18-day compost pile and have several different instructional videos of how to put it together, and that is what we're going to attempt tonight. So my husband's here helping me. We're gathering some supplies and we're going to show you how to put that together. So I kind of have a mess of stuff right now, but this is a giant pile of bedding that came out of our chicken coop where we cleaned it out a few weeks ago. So Will is fixing the wood chipper for me because right here I have a pile of old sunflower stalks and corn stalks that we're going to chip up to use as brown material in the compost pile. This is a piece of fencing that has been cut and configured in a circle. So the fencing is 3 foot high this way, and then across it's 3 foot wide so that it will make a 3x3 pile of compost. So there's several different ways of doing compost, and the method that I want to try tonight, the 18-day method, is basically you build a pile of alternating brown substances and green substances, and you want to have a pile that's at least 3x3x3, and the largest you can go is 4x4x4. With the point of having at least 3x3 feet is that you have to have enough mass to create enough heat so that the microbes can break down the compost at a fast rate. At least that is my understanding of it. There's a lot of more detailed information online about how to do compost piles. I've never done one before, so I thought this would be a fun experience and a fun thing to try since we have lots of material on hand. So we're going to start by alternating browns and greens, and the brown materials that we're using is chicken bedding, and we're going to chip up some dried out corn stalks and sunflower stalks. You can use brown dried leaves or straw, or even like shredded up paper. I actually have some of that I'm going to add into. And then the greens, we're actually just going to cut some fresh green grass out of the field behind us with a lawnmower and bag it up that way. And that's going to be our green material. So we're just going to alternate layers, watering each layer down thoroughly so there's lots of moisture, and then we'll cover it with a tarp. So that's kind of the basics of how you can pile the compost. So tonight our goal is just to get everything assembled, to get all of our materials layered into that fencing and to create a 3x3x3 pile, and then we'll cover it with a tarp, and then you go through a series of flipping, and you flip every other day for 18 days, and if all works out you should have completed compost by the end of that 18 days. So it sounds like the chipper's working, so I better get started. Chipping up sticks is kind of fun. So William actually found that wood chipper on Facebook Marketplace for $50, which I thought was a pretty good bargain. The owner who had it, it didn't work for him and he didn't know how to fix it, but thankfully William knows quite a bit about small engine repair and he was able to get it up and running pretty quickly. So he's actually going to go get a lawnmower so we can start cutting some of this grass behind us and clear a spot to put the compost pile, and also use whatever he cuts as green material for our compost. So the reason we're chipping up the stalks of the corn and the sunflower stalks is to get them into smaller pieces, because if you have smaller pieces of substance, it creates more surface area, so they'll break down more quickly. You can just throw everything in a giant pile and it will eventually break down. It'll just take a lot longer. And I would like to use this compost on our fall/winter garden. So that's the reason that we're chopping it up into smaller pieces, so hopefully it will compost much more quickly. And the whole point is 18-day compost, so I want to get it as small as possible. I think we almost got everything together. Next part are the greens. Okay, so we finally got all our components together. We have a big pile of greens here, which is just fresh grass that was cut and bagged up with the lawnmower. We have a pile of chicken bedding out of our chicken coop back there. We have some various browns right over here, the stuff that we chipped up with the wood chipper. And then this is a pile of just nastiness, really. It's like old chicken bedding that got left out in the rain, and it is already mostly decomposed anyway, but we're just gonna throw it in the pile and get everything thrown together here. So let's get started. The first step is to put a nice thick layer of browns at the bottom of this wire cage, and then we're just going to start layering brown, green, brown, green, brown, green, and wet everything thoroughly with a water hose while we layer it. Guys, it is officially dark now. The moon is up and my kids are tired and it's time to get home. But I got the compost pile finished. So again, this is the 18-day compost method that I first heard about it from Permapastures Farms. If you don't already know who they are, I will put a link to their YouTube channel so you can go check their videos out. They have a lot more detailed information about composting, and that's where I'm learning this method, and hopefully it's going to work out well for us. Now that we have everything compiled, everything is thoroughly wet, we started with a brown layer, alternated green layers, and then ended with a brown layer. We cover it up with a tarp and we're going to leave it for 4 days. After the 4th day, we're going to come flip it, and I'll show you that process. But basically we're going to flip it every other day until 18 days is over, and hopefully we'll have compost, or at least something much closer to compost. Anyway, that's it for tonight. This will be part 1, and I'll make another video showing you all the flipping that we do and the finished product. So thank you again for watching this, and if you haven't done so already, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Just the simple act of hitting that subscribe button really helps small channels like mine, and I really appreciate it. So thank you so much. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.